Hello, welcome. My name is Ankit Srivastav, and today we are talking about corruption in India. Is it fair to say that India is a corrupt republic? Those, I know a lot of Deshbhaks would be jumping out of their chair right now and saying, no, 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 India is not a corrupt republic. India is the guru of the world or the teacher of the world. We have Ram Rajya in this country. We are one of the most ancient civilizations. We are one of the most honest people. Well, today I beg to differ. Corruption in this country is at its peak, where not only policemen every day on the roads, on almost every square or choraha of this country, are taking bribes from people. They will put one excuse, threaten the people, we will lock you up, we will take you to court, we will do this, we will do that, and you will be in jail for 1 year or 2 months or even 2 days, and people feel threatened and people give bribes as a result of that threat. So, to what extent corruption has gone? Is there corruption inside the courts of this country? The recent case that came up in the media was the case of Atul Shubhash. This man, a man from a middle class family in Bihar, got married in Jaunpur, Uttar Pradesh, and was working in Bangalore, making 80,000 rupees, which may sound like a lot of money in small towns, but in Bangalore, frankly, that's not a lot of money. He had problems with his wife, and his wife conveniently used the corrupt Republic of India to slap several cases on him. And the Republic benefits the Republic by I mean judges, police, advocates, and a lot of other people who are involved in corruption. They benefit from it. And explicitly in the suicide video, this man is called Atul Subhash. He was from North India, and he spells out in his suicide video that in every tarikh pe tarikh, that means date after date in India, and that's a slur on the judicial system of this country. He explains that whenever I go for the divorce case or the domestic violence case that his wife has filed, there was also a case under Section 377 of IPC that is for unnatural sex. The Babu or the clerk sitting right in front of the judge conveniently asks for rupees 50 or rupees 100 as a bribe from normal citizens, citizens who are not making enough money, people who are barely earning $2 a day or $5 a day. They pay these bribes on every date or tariq, as it's known in India. So, and that's for normal people. But Atul Subhash describes himself as somebody who is considered more prosperous in India. And the word he uses is mote murge, which transliterates into fat chickens. So these babus or the clerks of the judges, they see a wealthy man as compared to rest of India, and on every date they want 500 rupees from him, or if he wants a special date saying that, hey, I cannot come on weekdays, give me a date on Saturday or give me a date on a particular day, then that's considered a special day. And the special day has a special cost in the Indian judicial system. So this 1000 rupees that I've mentioned here pertains to that special date. So he would give that bribe to the babu of the judge, and he would get his tariq accordingly. And this went on a few years. Now, this person works in the IT industry. Most of the IT industry works for international clients who are working for American, Canadian, Australian companies, so he has already has a lot in his plate. If he doesn't perform, the company won't keep him. So he is juggling with his job. He's traveling from Bangalore to a remote town of Jaunpur in Uttar Pradesh, which probably does not have a direct flight. So he flies to a nearest airport and then he has to travel by road for another 100 or 200 kilometers. And he has been doing that over and over again because Tariq pe Tariq, date after date phenomena is shamelessly endless in India. This man loses his school after a few years and commits suicide. But before committing suicide, he explains himself in Hindi in a long video. Well, that I am the source of income for these corrupt people, the corrupt judges, the corrupt babus, and well, he doesn't mention explicitly the advocates, but the advocates, like in most of parts of the world, do not offer free services, especially to the ones who are making good money in the IT sector. He gives up and explains it in detail what has been done to him. The judge name he mentioned, Rita Kaushik, the family judge, the principal judge of the family court in Jaunpur, asked him for 5 lakhs. And that's considered a dying declaration in India and Indian laws. So a judge asked him for 5 lakhs. And of course, he would indulge in squabbles in the court with his wife over custody, over alimony, and the wife taunts him, "Hey, you haven't committed a suicide yet." And Judge Rita Kaushik apparently was laughing at and mocking him, insulting him in every way. This man, after years and years of insult, ceases to take insults and he's had enough. It's better to not live a life without dignity, and just he was not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. So he hangs himself uh, in Bangalore and he pastes "Justice is due" on the walls where he commits suicide. This is his wife. This lady, you can see, has been arrested by the police. And apart from various allegations this wife made against the husband, is that the husband wanted to have unnatural sex with her. What unnatural sex pertains to in India is Section 377. So something that can be punished up to, let's say, 5 years, 7 years, or even 10 years in prison. Uh, and that's a colonial law from the British era. It was written sometime in 1860. The catch is you can see that this lady is in perfect health right now. She is not on a deathbed. She has not been hospitalized. She has not submitted a proof. And that's what this man, Atul Subhash, is challenging in the video. If you're making an allegation of unnatural sex, what is the proof? The proof itself is there this lady is lying because she's standing upright. If there was indeed unnatural sex and that pertains to anal sex, assuming that she has never had anal sex in her life, then this lady is an engineer. She does not have the by virtue of being an engineer, this lady does not know the gravity of the allegation she has made. There was a case in India, Aruna Shanbag versus Union of India, where a nurse was sodomized. Forcefully, somebody had an anal sex with her, and the victim was a nurse. The nurse was on deathbed for 43 years. She was almost in a vegetative state. Uh, Her menstruation cycle had stopped. She was being artificially fed and taken care of. She used to work with a hospital in Bombay, or now known as Mumbai. And 43 years she had to stay on deathbed. A petition was filed that for the first time in India, somebody be granted a death on grounds of mercy. She was on deathbed for 43 years. No probability of her coming back to life and live her life again. So a petition was filed that take her off the life support system and let her die. This lady here, the wife of Atul Subhash, is standing perfectly all right. She was not on deathbed even for 43 days. So, if unnatural sex is committed on a person, at least that would cause some amount of injury. The nurse I was talking about, her body was found full of blood on the floor where the act was committed. Look at this lady. She is not even injured. She is able to stand upright. She is able to talk and look into the camera when she was arrested. So I don't see an iota of proof that unnatural sex was committed on her. She was just interested in extortion. She wanted crores of rupees, that's millions of rupees in India. And that greed led her to pressurize this man in such a way using the corrupt legal system of this country that this man ultimately gave up and committed suicide. And it was so convenient for this greedy wife and thousands of other greedy people, not just wives in India, to target these middle class people who are making money because their parents spent money on their education. They are world class IT professionals now. Even if they are not working in IT, they are working in BPOs, in knowledge process outsourcing industry, legal process outsourcing industry. They are working with professionals all over the world and making significant amount of money as compared to rest of the population. The rest of the population may be making $200 or $400, and this man was making roughly around $1,000 a month, which is a significant amount as compared to rest of the Indians. So he is targeted by the corrupt nation to extort money. Here you can see the judge who apparently asked uh, Atul Subhash for 5 lakh rupees. So that's 500,000 rupees. And that's a significant amount for a person who is barely making $1,000 a day. And very clearly, he has said that this judge asked me directly for that amount. Now, if justice has to be upheld, then Indian law says dying declaration is considered the truth. Then believe what he is saying. Till date, nothing has been done against the judge who has been accused for corruption. And my apprehension is that Uttar Pradesh, the northern state of India, which is one of the most corrupt states of this country, nothing will happen to the judge because the judiciary, the higher judiciary, who has immense amount of powers, will come to save this judge, and she will not even be subjected to a lie detector test. That hey, are you guilty, or did you ask for money from this man? So, is the judiciary honest, an honest institution in India, or that's a dishonest institution in India? This judge is a retired judge of the Supreme Court. His name is Justice Markandeya Katju. He is known for being brutally honest. And he clearly says to a South Indian news channel that 50% of the Indian judiciary is corrupt. And does he see a nation, a ray of hope for this country? He says that revolution is my only hope. And this homeland can be saved only with the help of a revolution. And he was asked, what kind of revolution are you referring to? Is that a non-violent revolution or an armed revolution? So he's not even ruling out the possibility of an armed revolution. So this continues And this is not specific to one state or one city of India. Bribe is exchanged in the Indian judiciary. Almost every babu sitting in front of every judge is collecting money. 50 rupees, which is around 45 cents, 100 rupees, which is around $1.25. Some people take 500 rupees or 1000 rupees, roughly around 7 to $15. And when the judge himself or herself is involved in corruption, it runs into lakhs. So somebody may ask for $1,000, $2,000, $10,000, and the amount is endless. So this man killed himself because after being tortured by the judiciary, he goes to court again and again, and the judiciary is least interested in ending the court cases because they make money out of every tariq, every date. Every date, the Babu makes 50 rupees or 100 rupees from normal Indians. If somebody is there who is earning $1,000 or $2,000 a month, oh my God, then he should pay 500 rupees or 1,000 rupees for a special date. That's like going into a premium lounge of an airport. It's like the first class lounge of any airline. So the judiciary, the babus of the judges, conveniently killed this man, and this man lost his cool and hung himself up in his apartment in Bangalore. And everywhere it was written that justice is due. His parents are fighting for the custody of his child who was with his wife, the greedy wife who was willing to go to any extent. So please understand the allegation of unnatural sex is like saying, hey, somebody chopped off my head and I applied some glue and put it back on my shoulders and nothing happened to me and here I am to file a case. That lady is standing upright in absolute healthy condition. She is not on the deathbed for 43 days, not for 43 years like the nurse in Bombay, who was on deathbed for 43 years and a mercy petition was filed to give her death on grounds that she may never recover, and subjecting her to this kind of life would be an indefinite torture on her. So I hope you speak out. Tell me in the comments, is the judiciary of India guilty of torturing corruption or not? Will more people commit suicide because of the judicial system in the country? And are you willing to live in a country which is willing to torture its citizens, not just on every chauraha or every square of the country, but also inside the courts? You will, God forbid, but it's a fact. You or your children may have to go to divorce courts. You or your children may have an accident. You may have to go to the courts, where indefinitely they will tell you one date after another, tariq pe tariq, and they will demand bribe for you. This kind of inhuman torture that Indian citizens have to go through, are you willing to go through that? And for our international audience, this is how human rights are being violated in India. I know India is a darling of the West, and the English speaking countries and even the European countries like France and Germany rarely speak about the violations of Indian government on its citizens. Canada being an exception, Canada has spoken out about the human rights violations against the Sikhs. They have a significant Sikh population. What happened in 1948, 1984, against the Sikhs was nothing less than a genocide, an organized genocide by the state machinery against a minority population. And today, this man is not even a Sikh. He is a Hindu, a middle class Hindu who is being targeted by the state machinery for extorting hard earned money, which he used to earn by working 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day for international companies in Bangalore. So, is the international community going to speak up against human rights violations by the judiciary of India and by the state machinery of India? And should such judges stay in their positions when such serious allegations has been hurled at her in a dying declaration by an educated man? So please let me know in your comments. I look forward to your comments. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Jai Hind.